It's the Cable MTG Gathering Show.
Looks like we got a Mox Sapphire pack, one big one, and everyone in chat was wrong. Gotta work on that summoning circle, Necro End. Light the right candles, all that. What do we think about potential wheels here? Flash isn't coming back. Foundry or stock up might. If there weren't that many other blue drafters. I mean, there's blue fetch, blue duel here too. Possible to get something bluish back. Ajani is the highest win rate card in this pack. I kind of want to grab something else though. We just did an Ajani deck. Never really quite popped off with it. Lose focus is fine. They're auto-selecting paradoxical outcome. That would be aggressive. Strip mine. We did pass an ice till explorer in pack 1. If strip mine's wrong, it's like not that wrong, right? The paradoxical is pointing me in the artifact direction, and the best cards for that here, Blightsteel or maybe Fractured. Fractured answers a lot of problems with the artifact deck. I'm gonna grab the strip mine. Let's see what comes up. Oh, there's a workshop though. But then there was a workshop. Alright, let's jam. Yeah, Cauldron and Haywire Might don't really appeal to me. I'm gonna take this Underworld Breach. That'll assist is something to play off workshop anyway. Do like an engineer, but currently we're lacking just like actual things. If strip mine is wrong, do you want to be right? Yeah. Yeah. I've passed plenty of strip mines. Looking at Citadel, there's this Bobble and this Healy. That's the main options here. If you end up with Academy, then you really can't have too many 0 drops. They're not bad with PO too. Citadel would be a pretty great Tinker target. I think I'm gonna grab the Bobble. Their mana thingy, sure. Yeah, there is this Bobble with pretty low confidence. It is like a free card in the graveyard for Breach, if that ends up mattering. Yeah, the ice still did come back. So there's a Talisman of Creativity here that kind of matches the colors I'm looking for, and then there's the Melded Moxite that also seems like it could play really well. Or you could just fucking take this Ice Till, right? We have a Strip Mine and an Ice Till. That's like a deck already, right? I think you're supposed to take the Talisman. That Moxite was mighty tempting, though. Mighty tempting indeed. Not a lot to think about there. We are heavy on 2-mana mana rocks, but that makes the workshop and the Mox pretty good. Just gonna be consistently ramping out. Usually with Paradoxical Outcome, I want cards that can, like, essentially cast Paradoxical Outcome by themselves. Cards like Grim Monolith and Basalt Monolith and Mana Vault and such. One Ballista action, sure. If I end up with a LED Brain Freeze, Engineer could essentially tutor for the LED to combo with the Breach here. Hey, well, our lane is certainly open. I recommend listening to signals, like falling into the lane that's there. You'll have a easier time of it than if you're trying to force something. I'm gonna grab Retrofitter. It's not amazing here yet, but it could work out. Especially if we get Academy Hum. Yeah, I would have much preferred like a Soul Ring or a Mox or something, of course. Soul Ring at its absolute best in the artifact deck. I'm just gonna take the Kappa Cannoneer. Coveted Jewel is good with PO. We did pass the 4-drop that blinks in, I think, last pack. Kappa Cannoneer also good with PO, right? You can scoop up your stuff, replay them, get a bunch of Cannoneer triggers. Counterspell's interesting. Gadgeteer, Candelabra. We got a lot of interesting options here. I think we're going to take that Candelabra. We'll take the band card, huh? Did you see how happy the Legacy players were about the Candelabra ban? Just unanimous down the line. Everyone's like, oh man, this is great. Thanks, Wizards. The price hasn't dropped for Candelabra? How could it? Did people think the price from the playability of Legacy was keeping that price up? Hadn't seen play in Legacy for like a decade. And then showed up. I guess I'm grabbing Coalition Relic. Spiral more tempting than usual. I think I like Ottawara here. There's a little value in the mana base. Oh, interesting, Dune. You're saying there's a difference between the people that are like loud and mad about it on social media and the actual Legacy players that are out there. You might be right. Here we go. There's a few cards here that make sense to me. There is, of course, the LED for this Breach that I got. But then there's also Shadow Spear that plays really well with Cannoneer. And there's Ugin, which is just, you know, I mean, it's a goddamn Ugin, right? It just flips a lot of board states all by its lonesome. So the question is, how serious are we about this Underworld Breach? And I guess semi-serious. I'll take the damn LED, right? We're here. Might as well. I don't go for it very often. LED is funner. Maybe for you. I really like putting the life gain equipment on a Kappa Cannoneer. It's one of my favorite things. Legion Extruder versus Coveted Jewel. Let's take that Jewel. So currently our biggest non-power miss is not actually Brain Freeze, but rather Academy. But it'd be cool to get both of those. These are nice Dutch times. Oh, the 2 p.m. Central plays well in Deutschland. Nice. So there's Lightning Greaves, which I do like better than Lava Spur Boots in this deck. Or you can take that Time Spiral. I think I got that Time Spiral. Just stock up on all the card draw and hopefully combo somebody somehow. This is a cool song. Oh, nice. Hadn't heard it before. I'm going to get to see Howling Giant live this fall, maybe a couple of times. They're touring with Greenleaf, which is a band that I haven't had the pleasure to see live because they don't come to the States very often. So I'm very excited about that tour. Also touring with High Desert Queen, who fucking rock. High Desert Queen I got to see here in Madison when there was a giant hailstorm this spring. There's like life-threatening hail fucking baseball-sized balls slamming around. I was like, I'll take an Uber. I'll Uber. It'll be fine. I didn't even know the venue was open because the venue owner doesn't have a phone. Like, only one way to check. Only one way to check if the show's on. There were like 5 people there. And they still rocked their asses off. Really sick show. But yeah, Black Lotus is another one of those potential breach cards. Could give us some nice consistency here. Also just like very good with our combo element, right? Our draws and our everything. So I should probably be grabbing Broadside Bombardiers just because that card fucking wins games out of nowhere. I'm a little tempted by Spellseeker. If we do find Brain Freeze, it could help me put that together. I can't remember if we've seen Thopter Foundry. Yeah, just give me the good card, I guess. Suppose. little Mox Diamond action. I'm into it. Yeah, and then Howling Giant is also playing a Doom Festival here in Wisconsin in October. So I might see them in September and October. Could be sick. Yeah, the Emissary plays really well here. The Dragon Engine's very good with the Engineer, but I'm going to take the Tez. This seems like a deck that could ultimate a Tez very easily, right? Do we have Brain Freeze? I mean... Oh, damn. I thought it might be there. I think we're shit out of luck for Academy. Kind of dig this Emery. Yeah, I think Brain Freeze is a lot more likely than Academy at this point. In these last picks here. Probably not playing this Candelabra. I think I dig the Time Warp. Spiral can reshuffle it back in. Storm Chasers is cute with PO. It's expensive, but I almost want it. I don't think I want the Echo. Would I play the Ketria Triumph? I feel like no. Maybe. Yeah, no. Maybe Echo is the pick. We do have LED for it. I think if I don't find Brain Freeze, I'm just not playing it though. The LED in the Breach. Nice. Grim Monolith and Thunder Trap Trainer are both very good with this PO. Note that Grim Monolith is not an infinite with Forensic Gadgeteer. That has to be Basalt Monolith. Currently looks like I need a cut. Might be Engineer here. Depends on how much card draw you have, Debut. We have a solid amount of card draw here. So I want lands, but I'm fine playing the Mox Diamond with like 14, 15 actual lands. Basically, when you're playing draw sevens, you can just assume you'll have lands to pitch. You just want to be as fast as possible. Little sideboard lantern. Pretty glad I didn't grab Spellseeker out of this pack. I got these crazy blisters on my thumbs from digging. And it turns out that when you bend your thumb, like it doesn't keep a rock hard blister intact. So every day they like crack. And then it's very painful. Ooh, we got Emissary and Dragon Engine. So I like Engineer a lot better if I have this Dragon Engine. But I do like Emissary in this deck quite a bit. Let's take the Dragon Engine. The Emissary makes it a little easier to ult the Tez, is the only thing. If I was playing the Breach, I think I would like the Emissary better. I think I'm going to cut the Saheeli. What's my worst card here? Might be Gadgeteer. Gadgeteer, kind of cute with Retrofitter. Yeah, I think we have enough draw engines. Two red cards. We got Mox Diamond, Talisman of Creativity. Oh, and the Relic of Sauron, I guess, and the Coalition Relic. Yeah, maybe that's wrong. 7, 8, 9, 10 with the Talisman. And then the Coalition Relic and Relic of Sauron also tap for our double blues. Too bad we don't have a blue producing talisman for the turn 1 Emery. I don't think we turn 1 the Everflowing Chalice. I think we wait to beef up the Chalice a little bit and play it on 2 instead of 1. Next turn we can tap these, play Chalice on 2. Oh, well. I was going to say, then play the Emery for 1 mana and put the boots on it and start rebuying stuff. Now, because we waited on the Everflowing Chalice, we already have PO mana next turn. Even we want to do that. Draw 4 cards or something. Tammy, yo! This time I think I am going to put the Chalice on 1. Okie dokie. Hello. Yeah, it is super dead, right? We still have Ballista, so unblockable. Smack ping. Yeah, the plan was to just run out the dragon and fucking give it a haste, serving for 6. Cannoneer was such a good draw, though. Hoo-ha. Yeah. Pretty bad hand, given that we've got, like, Black Lotus and stuff in the deck. But I don't like going to 5, I don't think. Probably not a common turn 1 off of Black Lotus. Build your own Soul Ring. Hoo-ha. Hoo-ha. Is this deck very strong? This deck? No. This is a solid artifact deck. Our big misses were Academy and I think Mox Opal and Urza's Saga. Well, I hate that for me. Otawara would be a good draw and get that Retrofitter back. How wooed? Extremely wooed. Now I can't play my Kappa Cannoneer because I'm a mana short because of the stupid thieving Skydiver and stupid thieving stuff. Hey, we got a turtle. We got a turts! With it resolving, I guess it was one more damage to play it pre-combat. We didn't know it was going to resolve, though. Who knows if stuff changes if you play it pre-combat. Hull breachy, don't love that. If I draw an artifact, I get to 11 them down to 5. Was thinking about moving the Nettle Cyst over. Turts did it. That little turts did it. Doodle-doo-doodle-doo-doodle-doo. So we only milled a Nettle Cyst to rebuy, but hey, free Nettle Cyst. Oh yeah, Bardaboos. Yeah, me and LSV certainly draft different, that's for sure. Fair enough. Yeah, felt a little silly second the bobble and being like down a permanent for the potential PO, but much better, huh? Yeah, I'll give it a turn. Bummer. I'd be very surprised if they activated Lauren here. Sure thing. I think the vibe here is that they're splashing blue for power. Recall or walk. There's a Spire Bluff Canal in the graveyard to boo. Tersa Light Shatter has entered the battlefield. Ancestral Recall has resolved. Bardaboos, thanks for giving a sub to Doct. Congratulations, Doct. And thanks, Bardaboos. Cheers. Oh, interesting. I thought they might save the Tersa attack for the chance to hit the recall out of the graveyard. Hey, kind of free Burst Lightning. Freeze free. Interesting. Yeah, the issue with the Coveted Jewel is that our ways of binning it are the Broadside Bombardier or potentially the PO, and those are both in the graveyard. So a lot of the synergies that I have with it, the Goblin Engineer can weld it down, that sort of thing. A lot of that stuff is just not available currently. Maybe Spiral could get it back in the deck. So the opponent could have split their Arena of Glory mana and put 1 pip into the Hexing Squelcher and then 1 pip into the Carnage Interpreter. They could have been attacking with both this turn. Got an extra 2 damage in. Very likely conceding after this dual trigger resolves, but we'll see. Well, there's the Spiral I was talking about. We're actually going to Mox Diamond, because there's a good chance we draw a land for the turn post-Spiral. And I think we're mostly looking for, like, land drop, Time Warp, and then good stuff to do, you know? Maybe PO again. I guess I'd play the Strip Mine instead of the Mox Diamond. I'd have another land untapped there. So the Bombardiers can certainly huck the Coveted Jewel. Does that matter? Feels like it doesn't matter. How many artifacts do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus 8. Can I get them all in play? Do I have Xaxes? I have to play both of these and then also be able to equip the Nettle Cyst on the broadside. I don't think I have that kind of mana. God, what if I'm 1 mana short? Oh, but then it'd be an artifact short because I wouldn't have the diamond. Yeah, I think I'm not quite there. So this is 4 mana between these two, and so you get the Relic down. But then you only have 6 mana available. So you can play the broadside, the Nettle Cyst, but you're short 2 mana to equip the Nettle Cyst onto the Bombardiers. If you don't play the Relic, then you're +1, or you're +2 mana, and then you can play the Equip. But then you're short 1 artifact in play for the lethal. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it'd be 9 plus 8. There's only 17 damage. They're at 18. Fuck. If this Relic of Sauron was just like a 0 drop, whatever. Does Otawara do anything for me? I guess I'll just put the fear into them. Did that make you feel better, Caleb? Yes! Yes, it did! It feel good to play your cards. Definitely a Stern Scolding kind of matchup. I don't think I want to play it, though. Yeah, I'm just going to run it back. Well, maybe Saheeli. Maybe Saheeli makes sense. Let's play Saheeli over Emery. I think Emery's just eating a Burst Lightning. Maybe Engineer has that same problem. Oh, but the engineer can still tutor up the dragon, so they bolt the engineer. I'm still getting value. Okay. Has the cubing been as good as your nap? It has only been twice as good as your nap. You missed out, puppy girl. No, I'm just playing. I hope your nap was dope. Yeah, I really like Grim Monolith with Tez. It's a bummer that we only have the one land here. Here on the play. So we could strip mine, but then we're not really doing anything. I think we should be trying to do stuff. If you play enough of them, they run out of bolts. Yeah, but like, we played 2 out last game and they both got bolted. I don't really want to play that game. Fuck. Very tempting to strip mine there, but I'm going to pass. Created their deck with our deck in mind. Sort of not really. Like, Lauren and Abrade are both just very main deckable, generic cards in Powered Cube, right? A lot of people have Moxen and stuff floating around. The True Hosers are like the 2-drop that hits them for the number of artifacts they have when it attacks. That's a fucked up card. Sometimes people have it in the main deck and you're just like, okay. The hope here is that we get to untap with the Saheeli. Then we draw a cheap artifact, run it out, get a token, get a down-tick Saheeli, copy Grim Monolith for a turn, get a big burst in mana, and fire off PO and stuff. Well, there was a hope. I think I'm fine packing. I'm going to keep this. I'm really unexcited by this hand. It's just very slow. Setting up for your brother's baby shower. Ooh. Sounds like a fun time. Very jealous of the turn 2 Relic of Sauron. The welder, note that the welder does not only hit the opponent's things, it can also hit my things. Potentially concerning. Portal, sure. Okie dokie. So if you Otawara bounce Portal here, they just activate Relic, bin it again, weld it out again. And if you Otawara bounce the Welder, it does take them a turn to replay their Welder again. But it's kind of a tread water sort of turn. If we can draw a 0-mana artifact here, or maybe Workshops, we can launch in with a Hasty Cannoneer. Put him thinking real hard. Sure thing. That's a bummer. I guess. So the plan before we drew Tez there, they could go find the Ballista. The plan was to hold up Otawara, and then they would go to weld out Talisman for Portal, and we would Otawara bounce the Talisman in response, which would fizzle the Welder activated ability. Because both sides need to be legal for the ability to resolve. It targets two different things for the swamp. If both targets are still legal as this ability resolves, is text on the card. Hello. Hell yeah. So they have a counter here. They get to stick around. If they don't, they are just dead. That was like the most mundane Tez of all time. It was like 5 mana, 1/1 Ballista to kill your Welder, and then put a 1/1 counter on a creature, put a 1/1 counter on a creature. All right, GG. Just very important. We took that Tez very highly. I think I like Soul Guide Lantern to potentially help control their Welder action. I almost like Umazawa's for that reason too. Yeah, I don't like Umazawa's. Have to get something for the Lantern as well. Could see Saheeli being better than Battlesphere here. Love me a fucking Battlesphere. I guess Battlesphere is relatively portal proof. There's a big kerfuffle recently between Gorillas and Uncle Ass and the Deadbeats. They were playing the same fest. And apparently the fest had been set up such that like there was just extreme noise bleed between the two sets. And so like Gorillas couldn't hear themselves play. And so they made a stink, and then they shut down the Uncle Acid show. The Uncle Acid players were like, we can turn it down. No, that doesn't work. Oh, okay. All right, I guess we're not playing our set. Darndest thing. Seems like a poorly managed fest. Because, like, if I was Gorillas there and there was, like, extreme noise bleed, I would certainly complain about it. I don't think their complaint was, you need to shut this other band now. Like, their complaint's probably like, can you do something about this? An institution with decades of experience. Sure. Yeah, you'd think they'd know how to set up their fucking fest then, huh? I've been to a few larger fests that have just been run for years and years and years, and I've usually been really impressed with the spacing between the sets, so there isn't noise bleed. And you still get sometimes with like the smaller stages. Fucking rude. What's all these people with their fucking prismatic endings exiling my shit? I don't like it. I have a response. Boxelber resolves. Nice mopal friend. Am I getting got? That's alright. Again. Have you ever meowed, chat? Fractured, sure. Oh, they got the sewer valence for the Goblin Welder combos. Yeah, I had sewer valence and Goblin Welder in the same deck once, but I did not get to pop off with it. Clamp servos. One mana short. Trying the engines, awkward. Nettle Cyst is interesting. They're gonna have a lot of blockers though. Maybe I want Lava Spur boots. Not that when the sewer valence cam leaves, they tap a thing, so I think it's a little risky to ship a servo. Oh, I'd be very surprised if they cracked Lantern to draw a card here. They're gonna have so many cards off these Clamp plus the healing. It's kind of just all the cards of the universe. Water's so good. Does this do anything? We both have 2 cards in hand. They have to sack a land. I sack 2 1/1s. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Zuggernon, thanks for the 92 months. Draw some cards. Hmm. Whee! Engineer's so much weaker. I was planning on bringing the engineer back there, right where the opponent conceded. I think it makes sense to bring it back. You want to clear the Sahili and be able to sack to the Bombardiers to kill their Blink Cat thing. Couple of 2-in-1s back to back. I think we had time for at least one more draft here.